Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to, I think, the third podcast.
Third podcast. We skipped last week due to illness from the both of us. I think I caught COVID on the plane. I mean, you see, I'm here in Germany for 2 weeks, traveling home back tomorrow. But I got pretty sick, and I think I gave it to Deckard as well. So yeah, we're pretty wasted for a week, but are back strong as ever before.
It is, yeah. That's Lola, by the way, so she might visit us a few times. It's evening time here in Germany, and we've just came out of a big update. We've just released, we've just did all the communication, and now it feels like a
nice relief.
Like a nice relief.
But it's like an excited relief. It's an interesting feeling, like having those updates, because you're always a bit anxious, I guess, but it's just super exciting. It's like an exciting anxiousness. And I think it's hard to describe if you... I don't really feel that in any other thing I do.
Yeah, it is. Especially like we totally react different as well. Like I'm like, oh, there is something wrong. Like let's notify the community. I don't want to have them to bad experience. You're deep within your logs and like relax. It's like, but I think the anxiety shows with both of us.
Yeah, I think like we're getting better with it every time. So I know it's still not perfect, and you guys have to bear with us. We're definitely getting better, but it's obviously not perfect yet. But I think we're getting there, so I don't think we need to stress that much. But yeah, it's always nice to have those timelines. Like we set them internally, and we've learned that it always takes like obviously more time than you think it does. There's always something coming up at the end. But I think we're also getting better with that, just with the product management side of things. And it's just really exciting.
Yeah, so let's talk about the update. It's been, we kind of promised you that after having the smart contracts development done, there is going to be more content. And I think this is kind of the first time it shows this more content. It's kind of divided between what has been done for the Lunar Gaming Festival and what has been done for kind of the normal gaming loop that we have. So we wanted to have something, that's why we pushed so much in, because we just don't want to have something that is only for the new players and only and leaving you without anything. So I think it's a very cool mix between both things. But even for the people who watch this play Evolute on a daily basis, we want to like emphasize how important it is what we did in the Lunar Gaming Festival and how important it is for kind of the future of Evolute. And I think. Yeah,
I just remembered that the first episode we did, so 3 weeks ago, we talked about having this new content pipeline and that we want to push that more. And now we are already at a point where it's implemented, which I think is really cool.
That's true.
I mean, the turnaround time of that is as fast as I hoped it would be. So I think that's quite exciting. I haven't thought about that yet, but from basically me saying, guys, we need more content, to it being created, to it being sketched out and then implemented.
Yeah,
that's
true. That was fast.
Weeks.
Yeah, that was fast.
So I think we're definitely getting back into this mode now.
I mean, we have a lot of stuff already done and lined up. Like, for example, the wood crafting, not totally done, like on the implementation side, but kind of there is a lot coming. Because we're obviously also seeing that we need new content, because we've been tinkering so much at the base, but you've been like diligently still performing missions. Obviously transactions were going down a bit because there was not much content, but I feel that's coming to an end now, because there just will be more.
I think and Deckard quickly touched it with the Lunar Gaming Festival, so maybe for those of you that haven't deep dived into it yet, it's basically a first approach of us to set up infrastructure where it is quite easy for us to onboard new NFT collections. And what allows that for us to do is basically open up Everloot with exclusive, and I think most of the time it's going to be time limited as well, experience that gives like a sneak peek into the game, but doesn't require you to purchase a soul, for example, but you still get like a sneak peek. And I think it's pretty cool how it turned out as well with the new point of interest and like the missions we have for it. Like it's still tied into the game. It was like a quite a quite spontaneous idea to do the toads. Actually, I think that's like a funny story as well. We were like, what was your idea to implement? And I don't quite remember. I think we were brainstorming something.
I don't remember.
But we were like brainstorming, okay, what can we, like, which kind of NFT do we want to create for the Lunar Gaming Festival? And then
it had to be related, and it had to fit in our world,
Yeah.
but it couldn't be a soul. It couldn't be just another kind of slave character that we wanted to make. So we came up with this monsoon season where we said that kind of a seasonal thing that we see is that rain's coming and these toads they breed over there, but they have their specific hunting technology. And then kind of I sketched out kind of this gameplay with the flies and the fermenting that you'll see in the game.
But I think just the idea. I think I was like, why don't we do toads? And first I was.
You said toads,
I was like expecting you to be like toads. Why? But you were like, yeah, toads. that could work. And then I think you created like 10 or like 20 different toads like in an hour, and then we were like, yeah, that fits, that works. So I think it's pretty cool.
The touching on what you said before, like paving the way for future collections to come into. It's not just like a whitelisting where we say like yes or no. It's much more than that, because what has been implemented is basically a specific UX for a certain collection. So that means that if you are a soul, you can now access X, Y, and Z. But if you are a Dune Leaper, you can now access Y, Z, and you can access A. So we have kind of two different personas now, and we could easily create a third. Where we can also make something accessible or not, and that is kind of this framework around that is also something big, because it's we haven't done that before. Like every soul could see the same stuff, right? And suddenly we have Dune Leapers that can't go to the tavern.
I think it has always been quite important for us to make it immersive, and obviously it was important for us as well to still an approach to onboard new collections and new players. We still want to make it fit, and I think we achieved that quite nicely with it.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy. So, and by the way, if you're listening to this or watching this and haven't signed up to the whitelist yet for the Dune Leaper, it's not an exclusive event. So it started as that. The first idea was to only have stakers on Moonbeam be able to basically claim those toads, but we opened it up for everyone, which I think is pretty cool. We work together with the FiDi guys, and basically you need to fulfill 2 Sealy quests on the Moonbeam Sealy quest board. If you don't know about Sealy, it's like you can do some quests, you connect your wallet and do some quests, and then you're able to put yourself on a whitelist and claim your own Dune Leaper. So it's not exclusive in any way. It's a limited amount of toads that are available, but everybody can join and everybody can get to experience like this first sneak peek into it, which I'm super happy about as well, that it's not exclusive, it's rather inclusive.
Me too. Yeah. So
claim your Dune Leapers.
Claim it. How much are available, you said?
We have 100 slots, and I think we have almost 60 signed up now, so there are about 40 left to be claimed. And then I give over the whitelist, basically the list with the addresses, and then they will be able to claim them. But yeah, I think it's quite exciting. Maybe to
the dog just found the wooden toy.
Maybe to go a bit more into the update. I think, like Deckard said, it's not just the Dune Leapers, which is a big part, but we released a bunch of new mechanics as well. So, for example, crafting is instant now, so you don't need to go on a mission for 30 minutes and then claim it. You rather just start the mission and instantly get your
not everything though,
stuff.
Right?
Not everything yet, yeah. But the mechanism is here now, and it's here for the Triumph stuff for the botanist table. And then we also have basically cooldown missions now, which I think is pretty cool. So salt is a pretty limited resource in the game. It should be more available now, since we introduced, for one, the cooldown mission, so you can claim a salt every 3 days, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then the second one is obviously with the toads, you are able to get some salt as well. So
it's basically a trade. It's a trading. Yeah, you trade a certain amount of wood, and you can just do that trade every 3 days.
Yeah, I guess it's implemented now in the front end as a trading mission, but it could also be, I don't know. Yeah. At some point, a mission that you can just do once every 3 days or something. So yeah, we have like that set up as well, which I think is pretty cool. So that's set up in the contracts, and then obviously already in the front end as well. And what else am I missing? I think that's about it.
We have the soul stuff, the botanist stuff. We have the botanist upgrading.
Yes,
We're missing one thing, but it's all in the patch notes. So we're just happy that it's done. We also I remember a question from Town Chat asking about kind of future compatibility with Remark and stuff. So what we've done is we've basically whitelisted collections that could be anything, that don't need to be Remark. But obviously, like with the equipments that we have, yes, this is definitely planned. Like at the moment, we're basically lacking projects to collaborate, and we can teaser that there is a big one that we're talking with right now. And
yeah, the main problem really at the moment is that there are just no projects we could utilize, and even the few projects that are there, like most of them, they create like a collection and they barely deliver on the collection, and then they're basically gone. So it's just really difficult at the moment to find projects to work with.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody, hit us up. But yeah, we are
well aware of the USP that Remark has in terms of collaboration and having NFTs that we've shown that with this governance collection and the thing that you put in your cupboard, what's possible with like a cross Remark compatibility, but to have that on a nice scale with a project with users on both ends.
Yeah. Even that was on Kusama though. Like we didn't migrate those because they're not our NFTs. Like it's not our collection, so we can't. But even that, like it was still in the Kusama days back then. Like I haven't dived too deep into Singular now, but I don't think there are that many collections to even work with.
Then I remember a second question about like what can I do with my I think Mystic Star botanist items. So how this botanist thing will play out in the future. So yes, it is a cosmetic stuff, and it is based on your preference how you choose that now. But this is meant to, and you can participate in the brainstorming that's going on in these channels. But we're thinking about further utility for that. And if we're thinking about this, you have to remember that this was the first batch of testing triumphs that we put out, and that there will be a lot more testing. Like, for example, for the first expeditions that we're going to have, the likelihood that we're going to have testing triumphs for the expeditions, as for example some rewards, is pretty high. So and these will have new rewards for your botanist table and so on. And this is how we also add variance and how we will add utility for that. So
I'm not sure if we ever teased that, but have we teased like
world
events?
No,
I don't think so. But basically, so the next thing and it's set up in the contracts already, but the next thing that's going to come to especially the botanist table is what we call world events, basically, meaning that there are NFTs in our game, obviously. Some of them are more useful than others, but we added the ability to give all of them more utility in a sense of, okay, you could have, as an example, a plant on the botanist table that allows you to claim 1 leaf a day or something. So just, again, building utility on top of the assets we already have instead of creating millions of new ones.
And see what we did here? We just said we have the claiming mission in the backend now, and now for us it would be easy to just combine these two things, for example. Because there is a lot of, like with what we've done for this patch, there is a lot of like archetypes that we can reuse.
Yeah. And I think you just touched expeditions as well, I think, which is pretty exciting, and we wrote it as like a small teaser in the last tweet in our thread, is that this now kicks off our testing period for expeditions. So, I mean, we've been teasing it for so long, but it's finally time for the team also to test. And another small sneak peek maybe is that we have like a hidden Discord, like not channel, but like it's a channel.
It's a channel. Yeah.
It's a channel. In our Discord right now, it's called Arena. So there's something coming there as well. I'm not sure if we talked about that, but Evildord is going crazy in it, and I think it's going to be pretty fun as well when it plays into expeditions and the crafting recipes that are coming soon.
It's Discord plus blockchain.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be pretty cool. It's being tested pretty heavily right now, and it's already a lot of fun, I think.
Cool. Yeah. I think that's basically it. That's the main thing for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you next time.
Next time, sadly, again remotely, but I think...
Yeah, maybe before we tune out, you're going to Oslo back, so maybe we just have a few like personal words. Like we're here now in the town of Regensburg, which is kind of a Bavarian like town a bit away from Munich, about an hour and a half by car. And yeah, you chose to live in Oslo, in the cold Oslo, because right now it doesn't really matter because you need a jacket anywhere you go, but a few weeks ago it was much colder.
I wonder if there's any danger in us doxing ourselves completely.
It is? You think? I think I am already. I think there is.
I think, and we've heard that feedback I think a bunch of times already, but there are barely any projects that are as transparent as we are. And I'm not trying to toot our own horn there, but even with stuff like our dashboard where you can see like the stats of Evolute missions and how many resources are out there and how many daily active players. I think there are barely any projects that are trying to be as transparent as we are.
I think you can, with the information I put out, you can ring at my door basically. So yeah,
yeah, I guess you could look it up. But yeah, I live in Oslo. There it is snowing there at the moment, so I'm coming home to snow. I think I'm gonna be pretty cold. I don't have my winter jacket with me because it's quite warm here, to be honest. So
not for me.
But I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm gonna return at some point. Maybe not. I think remote has been working out way better than anybody thought. I think in general.
Yeah, but I think it's super important that you're here sometimes because it just like you can annoy yourself. Like if you just work remotely, you kind of tend to annoy yourself much more than if you have a chance to grab a beer afterwards.
Yeah, you need that social aspect from time to time.
Yeah, it creates. I feel it creates a buffer in between that is easier. That is easier to kind of take something jokingly if you have that buffer, and that's kind of just joint time and joint jokes, because you're not just communicating with topics that are work related.
Yeah, I mean, we're spending a ton of just quality time together. I think that's definitely helpful.
Yeah, that's true.
In the general relationship, in the sense that, I mean, it's not a romantical relationship, but maybe it looks like because I'm sitting like this, but just like getting to know ourselves as friends and getting to know ourselves better and laughing together. I think we laugh a lot, which is really helpful. I think we have a pretty similar style of humor.
And especially like we know ourselves like as friends just like for 2 years now. Like we've Everlord and me, we know each other for quite some time and have been studying together, and like that's the route we've met, and it's pretty cool. Because, I mean, we have a quite big like difference in age, which really doesn't matter. Like you're how many years younger? 12?
I'm 35. Oh, it is 36, right?
Yeah, let's switch topics. I'm 36, yeah. And
but you're still young in your head.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I may be a bit older in my head than I actually am, and you're definitely younger than you.
Yeah.
Than your body admits.
But let's pretend that's true.
We've been lifting together, but I think you may even be stronger in the gym than me.
Yeah.
So you got that at least.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a super interesting journey, and we said we want to keep this thing also a bit personal, because like it's for us, it's also a big leap, right? So I've quit my job. Like you've invested a lot of time and therefore also kind of
time, resources, money, everything. Yeah.
Into all of that, but I mean, I think let's end with that we really, really believe in what we're doing.
I think it's a cool thing, right? Like this has been going on for over 2 years now. No, not for over. It's going to be 2 years in February, basically.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm more confident than ever.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good sign.
Yeah, and it has little to do with market conditions.
Yeah.
And with little, I mean basically nothing.
I think, at least for me, what really reassures me is when talking to people that have done more, because this is super new for me and so is it for you. But when talking to people that have been in the space or have been like in a business world for so long, and they give you like positive feedback and they tell you, hey, guys, what you're doing seems to be working. You guys seem quite confident, even though you don't really have that much experience. That gives me like a huge confidence boost in the sense of, okay, I think we are on the right path.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think we always tended to underestimate what we can do, because like once we started, we just thought that the only thing we can do is issue a collection of images. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and here we are. Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah. So
it's version 0.8.1.
We're getting to 1 soon. We obviously have prepared everything for version 1.0 already, right?
Yes, I think it's good to cut now. Thanks, guys.
But yeah, I think like I said, I feel like I'm more excited than ever in just where the journey takes us. I think the vision is clearer than ever, which is really comforting.
Also, the next steps, so next month, are pretty clear. So we know what to do.
But not only the next month, but I mean, we talked about this last. I think that's what those, like when I'm in Germany, what's really good as well is we talk a lot about like actual future stuff, and we try to like paint the vision of the next, not like even 2-3 months, but like years. Like where do we want to go in general? Yeah, maybe I think there's like one sheet on your table that like talks about one aspect where we were like, okay, which direction do we want to take us? Where do we see ourselves the most? Like, do we want to go full on mobile? Do we want to be in the Google Play Store? Do we want to compete with those projects? Or do we see ourselves more as like a browser-based game that is like in this niche? And
these are interesting questions because they are so intermingled with so many decisions that you have to take. So for example, if you're talking about Unity and deploying that, because we're exploring that, it gives us a lot more opportunities to go, for example, for mobile and integrate with, as you said, the Google Play Store and stuff. But the question is, do we actually want to be a mobile only experience? And these questions are like, we can discuss for hours on that, and this is important to have these discussions because they just don't happen if I call you and you're in the middle of something.
But I actually think why it works so well for us as well is that we can have those discussions, and then we can go like an hour and have like different views and like challenge ourselves on the views, which ultimately like benefits everyone. I think having like somebody to riff off of and be able to like throw ideas at, and then
that's what's specifically making real sense. Like we're really good at iterating ideas and then quickly delivering a first version of it. And I think that kind of wraps it up quite well, because we've done now the smart contracts, we've done now the very first contents for you, and there's a lot more to come because we've just laid the ground for a lot of stuff now. I know we've said that a lot, but hopefully you notice that there's update, that stuff is slowly but surely coming. And
I think it's noticeable now if you look at like the patch notes and like the Bart's bulletin board and stuff like that, you will see that there's consistently more stuff we put out. So that's exciting. And I think with stuff like that, we hold ourselves accountable as well, which I like a lot. I'm a bit like a rituals guy. I need like my day-to-day stuff. So I like just knowing, okay, we hold ourselves accountable to stuff like that. So I think it's cool. Cool. Nice. Let's wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for listening or watching or whatever, wherever this comes out. And see you next week.
Bye-bye.